Welcome back, everybody. Shelley Arnold, I'm the ETE Instructional Coordinator, and I'm here to welcome you to our 10th annual ETE Conference. Our presentation this year is just like every year, it's what's new with ETE. And I'm really excited to present because every year our faculty committee and our faculty in general do a lot of things in the background that don't necessarily get highlighted to push ETE farther into teaching excellence here at the university. So every year I get to stand in front of you at this quad side session and let you know what we're doing and what you can expect moving forward. So let's jump into it. For those brand new, and I know that we have a lot of faculty at Foundations this year, so jumping into that, ETE is in the Provost's office, standing for Empowering Teaching Excellence. Our job at the university is to cultivate a culture of teaching and learning and to provide teaching excellence to our students. We do that through a lot of different ways. The primary way is to provide professional development to our instructors. And when I say instructors, I mean instructors of all role statements. That means professors, adjuncts, concurrent enrollment, visiting, and graduate students all get to participate in ETE. And are not just invited to do so, but encouraged to do so, to provide that teaching excellence here at the university. So if you have any professional development and teaching you want to do, come and see us over in ETE. Jumping right in, we're going to start with what's new in ETE publications, starting with our Open Book Series. It's really exciting. If you don't know, our Open Book Series is peer review, edited book series that ETE puts out normally every year. We have a new book, but this year we have two new books. First off is we have Making Connections, a handbook for effective formal mentoring programs in academia, and that was edited by David Law. That's really exciting, a book on mentorship written by people all over the United States on mentoring programs in academia, between faculty mentorship between students and staff. It's a great book and I'm really excited. We're gonna have a learning circle on it this fall. Next up, we have Habits of Mind, Design Courses for Student Success, and that's brand new out at the conference. So if you're looking at this before the conference, it's not quite out yet, but it'll be out by August 16th. And that's edited by our very own Julia Gosser and Chris Babbitts at USU. And this book is, all chapters are written by USU instructors. Again, we'll have a learning circle on this in the fall, so if you're excited and want to learn more, sign up for that. And learning circles, again, are going to be announced at the conference this year, so jump on board with that. The new book that we have for this year that we're doing a call for chapters on is Teaching and Generative AI, really hot topic that we're going on, and we're trying to get that published by the end of the year, which is why it's a call for chapters, not a call for abstracts. Editing that is we have Beth Bisery over in the English department, and again, Travis Thurston helping out with that editorial. And the announcement I have that I learned about myself 2 days ago is we also are doing a series on open educational resources. And this is going to be a worldwide call for abstracts. This is going to take over the next year. Travis Thurston is going to be a third editor on that, and you'll learn more information on that following the Canvas announcements, which is why it's not quite in here yet. Next up is we have the Journal on Empowering Teaching Excellence. I love this journal. I love Jason Olson as editor-in-chief and Nichelle Frank over as assistant editor. I love them. They're doing a great job. And this year, what our faculty committee decided to do is we created its very own editorial board for GEAT. Before, that was just our faculty committee doing the work for that, but we actually went out and reached outside of Utah State and invited more people into our editorial board to make it more professional, to get it better indexed, and really rely on the community and academia as a whole instead of just ETE. So you're going to learn more about that and who's on our editorial board come this fall. But what's happened at GEAT this year? Well, this is our volume 7, so our 7th year of producing this. We had to issue for fall and for spring. And over the last year, we've had over 20,000 new downloads of our articles from GEAT, which is, whew, we're having more people review and more submissions every semester. So if you're interested in submitting on Journal ETE, please feel free. But if not, come and check out what we're doing in regards to teaching ideas, practices, and research in higher education. The article that both Nichelle and Jason decided that we should highlight this year in What's New in ETE is a participatory exercise in developing syllabi with adult learners. Talk about co-creation of knowledge and content delivery to our students, and this was specifically for social work graduate students, where they worked on the syllabus with the instructor on what they were going to learn and how they were going to learn it that semester. It's a really great article. I suggest you going and adding to those downloads. Next up is we have programs and the changes that we've had there. And it's our Scots This last year we had more Scots than ever with people signing up and getting that student feedback. Again, SCOT stands for Student Collaborators on Teaching, and their job is to work with you, go into your classroom, and give you the student's perspective on different things that the students see in your courses. The things that SCOTs can do working with you directly is do a syllabus review, review your online courses, do observations, focus groups, surveys with your students. They can really customize this work to whatever you're looking for. The way the process goes is you sign up, you then meet with the SCOT, decide what it is you want, the SCOT does their job, and then meets with you and then gives you an official letter at the end giving you those student recommendations that they have. ETE trains their SCOTs, and we have some really excellent ones working for us right now. So I highly recommend a SCOTs, and if you're on the Master Teacher, again, SCOTs is one of the options for one of your required to implement badges. Next up is we have peer evaluation. ETE 10 committee decided and changed peer review to peer evaluation, so that's what it's going to be called from now on in ETE. Again, another option that you have for an implement badge on the Master Teacher. What you do, again, is you sign up and ETE matches you with an instructor at the university, depending on your request. Maybe it's a city instructional designer you want, maybe it's somebody in your department or college, or just ETE recommended reviewer. We link you with them, and then you move forward and you meet, just like with a SCOT, you meet, you do the observation, whichever task you have them doing, you then meet again to review that, and then you get an official letter set with that. ETE is working on getting more streamlined paperwork that can go with that, which is in line from department to department instead of departments using individual peer review work. However, that's still in the process of being worked out, so hopefully this fall we're going to have some announcement with that as well. ETE 10, I don't think I need to tell anybody what ETE 10 is, but real quick, it's our micro-credentialing badging program that we have at the university, and it's that three-tiered framework that gets you a certification, right? So what's new on the ETE 10 pathway? Well, on the Master Teacher, we have two new tracks. We have the Sustainable Teaching track, and we have the Community Engaged Teaching track. Again, all tracks are optional, so don't feel like you have to complete one of those. You can do the individualized track instead, and you can see that on the image we have here on the PowerPoint. Just like any other track, there are required badges that you'll have to do, and it'll be labeled on your Master Teacher if you complete one of those tracks. If you have any questions about those, please feel free to email me and set up a meeting so we can go over those requirements, and you can hit those by the deadline for your professional development. New badges, and we have a lot this year, is we have idea consultations. This is a meeting with the AAA office, specifically right now, Nathan Larson, to talk about your idea evaluations and what kind of patterns are there, what kind of objectives you're reaching, how those are aligned in your course, and what you can do to better improve your idea objectives and to improve your teaching based on those. Next up is we have our Springboard to Action badges. This last year, we kind of piloted a Springboard to Action workshop during spring break, and it went really well. What it is a workshop based on some sort of professional development. This year it was ungrading, and it was instructors learning about ungrading, how it worked in some individuals' classrooms, and then actually using the whole afternoon to workshop ideas on how to put it into their classroom. It was a very big working day of 6 hours, and people really enjoyed it. So to back that up, ETE is going to be providing a Springboard to Action event every year, so we decided that we need a badge to align with that as well. Next up is we have career services. They have new badges associated with that. We announced that last fall, but wanted to highlight it here. We also have SOTL journal articles. It's kind of an oversight, I feel, for us. So this is you reading articles like articles on teaching improvements and then implementing those in the class. So we have those badges now as well. And last but not least is we have CEL consultations. And those align with that CEL badge that we were talking about, Community Engaged Learning, that track that we have. The CEL consultation is meeting with somebody from the Community Engaged Learning, talking about how you can implement those practices into your classroom and into your teaching. So those are our new badges here. If you want to learn more, just go on to our Canvas course, or again, like always, just send me an email, we can get into it. The Canvas course. So this last year, ETE participated in their own peer evaluation. I brought in a couple different people who wanted to do a peer review and asked them some questions about ETE. I've been getting some feedback about the Canvas course, and it hadn't changed in a couple years, but we've learned as instructors the last couple years, specifically me, and I wanted to get some feedback on the homepage. So if you haven't noticed, we developed the entire homepage, and we put those big 2 buttons right in front, which was the most important, which is submitting a badge, because everyone goes in to do that, or check their progress. And those are 2 things that are most important on that homepage. Okay. Also, we have our Plan and Progress tab. If you haven't checked that out, that's where you can go in, add badges to your plan, add notes, things like that. That's not new this year, so I don't have it highlighted here, but that's something that more and more people are using and can really benefit you planning out your objectives and reaching those for your certification. And badges, by the way, so there's a whole video of itself, so we're just going to give you a quick overview, which is Badger, our badging program that makes the badges pretty and makes a nice pathway. It's our integration program. Updated, it's now part of Canvas, but also updated the LTI that we had. That badges tab that used to be horrible, I was telling everybody how bad it was, is now not bad. Their update was really helpful. It updates once a day, so you don't have to go in and update your own badges, and you'll have the most accurate badges up to the day before in your pathways. So you don't have to go and say, Shelley, I'm missing badges, I have to go in there and fix it. Badger fixed that update for us. It'll tell you how many badges when you click on that badges and what you have left as well. So it's great, it's a good tab. I don't have to feel like I need to hide it from everybody now. It's great. Last but not least, with ETE 10, we have collaborations. We did a lot over this last year, and I'm really excited that I get to work with amazing people. AAA office, Nathan Larson, we have great collaborations with them. That I've already had 3 people submit that idea consultation badge from sending them over to Nathan. We also have career design services with Jillian Morley and Joseph Beggs that are great. If you haven't seen their quad side session, I recommend it highly. We also have Nadell over at Community Engaged Learning. That office is doing great. We actually have learning circles with Community Engaged Learning now, so exciting there. We also Office of Academic Belonging and Learning. These are our learning specialists over with Melanie Chambers. We have great, they work with us in eLearnX. We work with them on their launch event. This is a great event. These are great people to get to know. Last but not least, we have the Division of Last but not least, we have the new Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion with Dr. Jane. We're doing amazing things with ContraPower with them and working with instructors to know the resources if they're ever disrespected, microaggressions, things within their classes, what they can do and how they can be empowered to become better instructors. We're doing great work with all of these different offices. If you have any questions about them, you can reach out to them directly or reach out to me and I can send you to the right person on trying to resolve whatever issues you have with your own professional development. Next up is we have funding and awards, and we'll start off with our Scholar Awards, or SOTL Scholar Awards. And this is where ETE provides funding for scholarship of teaching and learning projects that instructors want to do more research into. The project is you can earn up to $1,500 to work at a cohort model over a 2-year period to develop and for the most part, work all the way up to publication of a scholarship of teaching and learning project. So in March of every year, we open this up, and it opens in March, and then we announce the cohort, the group of people who will be working together in June or July of that year. They get started that fall, and they work through our Canvas course that we have newly created. So we have things within the Canvas courses. We have submitting your research question for review, your literature review, your budgetary restrictions, IRB approval, all of these things to get you through and to work together as a community. The big change here is there's not going to be a SOTL fellow anymore. So Chris Babbitts, thank you for this last year of doing that. We're not going to have a SOTL fellow anymore leading that. And 2, the funding was cut from $4,000 to $1,500 to allow more people to participate in the program as well. So if you're interested in that and in this model, ask questions. You can also go to these QR links I have in each of these sessions and click on those as well. So if the cycle for this year has ended, but look out for these in March, again, everywhere that you would in the Canvas announcements. Last but not least, ETE wants to jump on board with letting you know that you should be earning your ETE conference badge for attending the quad side sessions, or attending the ETE conference as a whole. Here's a QR code for that, and this could be your first badge into getting your ETE 10 certification. I just want to say thank you for taking the time and listening to what we have to say, and I hope everybody is enjoying the quad side sessions along with in-person sessions that we have on August 16th. So keeping in contact with ETE, we're on all the social media and Empowering Teaching, and then we have obviously the ETE website. You can always email us directly, either me or the Empowering Teaching website, to answer any of your questions on professional development and to learn more about what's going on. As always, if you're following the campus announcements in the ETE 10 course, you'll be up to date with what's going on. So social media is great and fun, but those announcements, those are things to take a look at. So thank you all for giving me the time to talk to you about what's new with ETE, and enjoy the conference.